I want Stu to take you over a chart and explain a chart of the president's approval ratings here real quick, and then I'm going to tell you exactly what it means.
National Journal has a story out today talking about how presidents who aren't running for re-election, history shows they don't rebound from losing approval rating. So you drop in your approval rating, you can't come back unless you're running for re-election, and that's what history has shown. The last 6 months of the president's history approval rating are, you can't sugarcoat them, a complete disaster. If you're looking at theblaze.com/TV right now, you can see the chart that we're showing. This is just the Real Clear Politics average. And you know, the way this works is it's not just one poll that happens to be really negative for the president at one particular time. It's averaging a lot of polls. And you look at the last 6 months of history, it's a huge drop. Now under 42% approval for an average. He's right around the same area that George W. Bush was, and you saw how the rest of his presidency went from this period. It was not necessarily positive. So, I mean, it's significant, and it's actually, even though you know things aren't going so well with Obamacare, it's shocking to look at a chart like that.
Okay, now let me explain what this means. First of all, that's an average. So 42% average means, and if you look at that chart, it is a steep decline. I told you before the election, you get rid of this guy now, or you're going to see a long national 4-year nightmare, because I think this guy could be impeached. I think impeached on a lot of things. Benghazi. The lies, I mean, I'm sorry, but you do not tell your child, your 8-year-old child, that you have been speaking mistruths. Have you been misspeaking truths? Have you been misleading your mom and dad? No, you say you've been lying, and nobody's willing to say that yet. But boy, they were willing to say that he lied, and they died. They were willing to say that, but now they're not willing to. That is going to change, because it is very clear. Now, let me show you that number. In 18 to 24 months, that number will be lucky to, be at 20, I believe. Because of these factors, we are now printing $80 billion a month that we don't have, just printing it, digitizing it with the Fed. Inflation will come, and you know it's coming because the New York Times just did a piece on, a lot of experts say inflation would actually be really good and helpful right now. To whom? Exactly. To whom? Have you been to the grocery store? Have you tried to buy food? On your ever-shrinking dollar, it's not good for the American people, that's for sure. It might be good for the banks. I don't know who it's good for. But they're trying now to start to lay the groundwork that experts are saying inflation will be good. It will not be good for you, and inflation is coming. And in a matter of time, hyperinflation. And it depends on what China decides to do. The debt, we're at $17 trillion. In 24 months, we could be at $22 trillion. And will anybody care? Does anybody think that's a good idea, a good direction? I don't think so. Mediaite, which is not a left wing or right wing, but it's read by all the media people. And so it leans towards the media people and the left. Once in a while they are extremely unfair. Sometimes they're fair. It just depends. But they came out. Now remember, this is a source for the media. They came out and said it wasn't George W. Bush. It was this president that lost the Middle East. That's new today. Excuse me? This president lost the Middle East, not the last president. The poll numbers are going to go down, not because we lost the Middle East, but because of what is coming. I believe we are going to see massive terror around the world, and I think in the next 18 months, I think we're going to see bad terror here in the United States. I hope not. I hope I am wrong on this. But we are in bed with the Muslim Brotherhood. We are not watching our borders. We're not watching anything. We're being politically correct. We're not watching anything. And we could be hit by terrorism tomorrow. And I think in the next 18 months we will, which will have two effects. It will, what did the president know, and when did he know it? We will hopefully, we didn't last time with the Boston bombing. We didn't even ask Saudi Arabia. We didn't ask anybody. We didn't ask anything. And they skated on that. I don't think you're gonna skate, with a couple of bad hits. But what will happen is they will increase the police state. That will work against his favor again, because most people do not like the police state. They are not with the police state. And there are growing numbers.